get it?
Yeah, I got it. He's just fucking. He's. You know me, I'm just really in the mood for his crap with him not being here and all.
Fuck. Dude, I'm like, rushing. I was like, fuck. Goddamn detour. Another detour. Am I?
Huh? No.
Okay, good. Yeah, it's like, fuck. This goddamn detour. So all I want to do is get there. So it's like, fuck, it's going to take another 15 minutes.
Well, we're already down. This is the winners bracket at the end of the race. I think they've played out some of these. This is going to be tough. And then my son Austin was here just itching the bitch because I wouldn't let him ride his skateboard on a Friday night all the way over to Lee and Judgment.
Calm down, kid.
He's like, well, you let me ride from there over to here. I was like, yeah, but that was it, like 7 o'clock, and you were coming here.
Right.
You weren't going out. And, yeah, no.
Right. No, kid, not the same.
So he left with Pete and Georgia, took him back to his place, their place, and he's just, God, he
took it over. It's tween, right?
Oh, no, full team.
Full team? Oh,
team.
Yeah, there you go. Yeah, you got what, 3 more years of that? 4 more years of that?
Yeah. The younger one isn't as angsty.
Oh, that's good.
All right. Yeah, someone unplugged the extension cords.
Oh, from out there?
So they could plug in their phones. And then everything's fine. Oh, good. Well, you're here. I'm going to cut this cigarette. There hasn't been much to do. I mean, the camera went down. I guess I got here early because I knew if Austin and I went home,
it's a wrap.
I wouldn't fucking leave it.
Yeah, sure.
Yeah, what's the Invisible Man?
I saw that.
Saw it for the second time in fucking 3 days. Because my son, works at that movie theater. I went to see it with some buddies on Wednesday night.
Yeah.
And then he called me this morning. He's like, hey, I got tickets to go see The Invisible Man. I was like, oh, all right. Okay. At least it was a good movie. Because if it was a shitty movie, I'd be like, nah, we're going to see something. What I want to see is Call of the Wild.
The Jack London joint?
Yeah, the one with the overly animated animals and Harrison Ford.
Yeah. supposed to get the score over here, though. Why are we doing it over here all of a sudden? Okay, it's here.
Game on the main table.
Yeah. I think the score's right, but I could be off a point. I think Allred's got 6.
There you go. 6-2.
It is 6-2? Okay. I think I might be off a point. We're good to go.
Elimination.
This is the fourth from the end. Oh, I figured we called the last 3.
Yeah, that's fine. There's been so much shit I probably die. Cover the. Oh boy. I want to see that Scooby-Doo movie. I saw the preview for Scooby-Doo.
You know, when I saw the ad, like the ad sitting out by itself, I was like, nah.
It looks like a pretty cool origin story.
And then when I was like looking, I saw
Yeah,
the
I didn't
rest
even
one. I was like, you know what? That's not bad.
I didn't even know they were doing another one.
Oh, that game is over. I'm guessing that Tony lost. Yeah, everything that's old is new again, right? That's where they're playing it.
Disney needs to stop fucking making those live action ones. I tried to watch the Dumbo one. I didn't even make it halfway through. It was awful.
It's Disney. I've seen it. I'm not doing it. It's like
You know, just because the live action Beauty and the Beast works so well, doesn't mean you need everything.
Right.
That Mulan one looks pretty cool.
Yeah. That I can get a little bit.
But I read an article today because the actual general in the army in the old Disney movie was so misogynistic. They've kind of replaced him with two different characters. Because he was so anti-girl, and I mean, it's a true story. That's how, well, not a true story, a true situation. That's how samurai worked or whatever. There weren't women, but that's not.
What game is that?
It's an incredible waste of time. I got tired of bricks and balls, so we've gone with this now.
It's not Archero though, right?
Yeah, all you're doing is knocking these little dudes off. It really is.
That's pretty cool though.
It's just a time waste. Shit. Right now we're on the there was this guy in here earlier. I didn't ask, I didn't know, but I guess it sounded like it was Wahid and Chris were getting into it. So this guy was in here earlier, man, like a bright pink suit, ski goggles, these bright blue ski goggles, totally pimped out. It was like a purplish suit, but he was in here shooting like a live video, going Airhockey, cool, this, that, the other. And Mark told him to be distracted. Is what I think happened. And Chris is like, dude, he's just in there helping us out. Maybe your gold chain's annoying to me. Why don't you take it off? That's all I heard. And then that guy into it. I just was sitting here going, well.
Oh, shit. Well.
See, that's the thing, man. I would love to have a dude out here playing air hockey with fucking bright blue ski goggles.
Sure, personalities.
It's a personality.
Yeah.
Even if he comes in here and he sucks, he's got some character to it.
Right. I mean,
I know the World Championships are coming up, and everyone's starting to take this really seriously.
Serious, yeah.
And they're taking themselves too fucking seriously. The only way this works is if you get more people like that, and less Wahid's. Even Phil has got his personality plus when he's playing. It's fun to call his matches because except when he does that stupid waste time shit. I hate that. But when he's out there and goofing off, it's something to talk about. It's
sure.
Fun. He's at least making it fun and interesting to watch.
Yeah. Is this the screen that they're seeing live, or is this the screen?
That one on top. I don't know.
Because I think it's this one.
No, it's that one because that's got the scoreboard and everything. This one does not. I'm pretty sure this runs through that because they were both up, and I walked away for 5 minutes. I came back because Pete was, hey man, why do you think the stream's up? I was like, I don't know, because it's been up for the last 2 hours.
Yeah, that right there. Okay.
He's like, well, you need to get in, you need to check the stream, whatever. And of course, as soon as I sit down, it says stream interrupted. And then I hung up on Pete because he was annoying me. And then the whole thing froze up and crashed.
And that's when they had unplugged it?
Huh? No, this was a different one.
Oh,
this was 20 minutes ago.
Okay.
See how it's in the two, when you go to Facebook, it's on
yeah,
it's
got the second.
It just shut itself off, and then when I came back here to mess with it, it just froze, said your PC's having issues and we'll restart and all that other shit.
Right.
But yeah, now I guess we just have to make sure we hit start there and start down there and not do anything.
Yeah, easy.
Because, Pete's like, well, you need to get into the restream, and that's what I hung up on. Because there's like, man, you've done this before. Yeah, no, I haven't. And he and Georgia look sick as fuck.
Seriously?
Yeah, that's why they left. They said they were going to leave here. I bet they didn't make it. Dude, this coronavirus is fucking with my Pokemon. Apparently I have 2 germaphobes. And their boyfriends who I haven't 2 weeks.
shit, they shut down South by Southwest.
Yeah, I can't believe we're still shipping 70,000 people out to rodeo. That is
Hey, look, more power to all those people that want to go out and hang out at the rodeo. All the filthy action that's going down out there. Fuck that.
You know, I mean, I know the chances of catching the fatal version of whatever it is are slim. You know, there's not even that great of a chance you're going to catch like the flu version. But why? Fuck with it. Go.
Yeah.
They canceled, you know, that big monthly poker tournament I play in?
Yeah.
It usually has like 150 people. They canceled it. They absolutely canceled it, and the card club is closed until further notice.
Jesus.
For live games too, because they just don't want to. Because man, that place is starting to get popular. You know, they have 150, 200 people a night out there. They just don't want card players being the most. Okay, so this is Danny and Austin Fernandez.
So we'll
Get rid of Morris.
yeah. Z or S? Z,
Z, I think.
We're gonna go Z.
S.
It is S, really?
Shit.
Okay. Yeah, let's get on it.
And I'm pretty sure Austin's going to get some points on this one. Alright. So here we go. Uncover the scroll a little bit. Over the LS cover, uncover it. Nope, unlock that. Eyeball it. That one. Alright.
There we go.
Start on the clock. Okay. And it looks like it is 3-1 Danny. Yeah, this is elimination. Alright, so now mute that one and kick ours on and we're ready to go. All right, guys, we are coming at you a little bit late. Sorry, we've had some technical issues we have been trying to work out. Sorry we went dark there for a little while, but hopefully we've got everything up and going. This is your good friend Jay with my good friend Charles Ray here, bringing you the 7-6 Weekly. This is the elimination bracket semifinals between Austin Fernandez, screen left, and Danny Allred, screen right. 3 good matches left for you this evening. The elimination finals, and then the championship. Charles, man, we haven't been in the booth together in a couple weeks. What you been up to?
Yeah, you know, just trying to make it, man. Just trying to make it. Literally.
Aren't we all?
Yes.
Trying to live in this viral world we live in now, more literal than ever, apparently. Yes, as our cerveza-like flu has made its way to the Houston area.
Yeah.
Didn't really have that big of an impact on our turnout tonight. Still had a good field of 13. World Championships coming up in just a few weeks, so we do expect to see the numbers grow between now and then. All knotted up here. Fernandez has made up passed Danny Allred's 2-point head start.
Yeah, Allred had an own goal there that kind of messed him up. Yeah.
Well, all the momentum on Fernandez's side of the table. Fernandez not a stranger, and neither is Danny Allred, but we haven't seen either of these guys make this deep a run in a few months. Just two matches away from the finals now.
Fernandez gets another gift from Allred. I know he's got to be kicking himself. That's at least 2 own goals now that he's gifted Fernandez after the 2-point start. So he's basically evened the game himself.
Yeah, absolutely. And you can't make mistakes like that when you're the lower ranked player. That head start that you get usually is the difference in these matches. And just giving it up by scoring on yourself is not a recipe for victory at this table, especially against a player like Fernandez. But Allred makes up a little bit there with a beautiful forehand, but Fernandez not letting him get away, moves it to game point at 6-4. Beautiful backhand down the middle.
Yeah, he took it right back from him. Gave it, took it right back.
So I've been listening to, some of our compadres at the 4 Letter Sports Network on the radio, and as we all know, Tony Romo is now the highest paid broadcaster in the history of anything at $17 million per year, and it's looking like Monday Night Football is about to make a $20 million per year offer to our good friend Peyton Manning. He has turned down ESPN numerous times in the past, but $20 million a year is about $5 million more a year than he ever made playing football.
And it's hard to say no when all those zeros start coming at you. That's for sure.
Yeah, I mean, a 2 followed by 7 zeros, that's a pretty sick check.
You
That's a
know,
pretty
you,
sick
you
check.
gotta say yes to that.
I can't believe the free agency market in broadcasting has become almost the bidding war that you see, that you would have seen when Peyton Manning did what Brady's doing now. He hit the free agent market, but now we're seeing it from two legendary quarterbacks in the broadcast booth. Obviously, both personality plus. I love Peyton Manning's commercials, but being from Houston, I'm just not allowed to like the guy's a football player. Kicked
gotta
our
let
ass
that
all
go.
over the field for better part of 15 years.
Yeah.
And again with our good friend Tom Brady too, he has owned the Houston Texans in his career, and now it's sounding more and more like he may end up in our division, which would just be crushing.
Yeah. Although you also have to take into account that he's going to have to adjust to 10 other players on offense.
See,
So,
now, knowing the way that Brady has operated, I really think it's more those 10 guys on offense around him need to get used to what he wants to get done. Because if there's anybody who knows how to win, it's him. And he'd be taking over a team that almost offed them, or did off them, in the playoffs last season. Just not quite able to get past Kansas City and into the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I know that he and Vrabel are tight, and I think that obviously he gives them an upgrade at the quarterback position from what they've had. However, are they going to be able to keep him upright? He's not a spring chicken.
No, but that is a very run-heavy focused offense, and that's going to, having a Derrick Henry behind him is going to take a lot of the onus off of him having to throw the ball as much as he does up there in New England. I still think even if Brady ends up in Tennessee, I still think that Derrick Henry's the feature of that offense.
Well, he's definitely going to carry the load. There's no mistake. There's no doubt about that.
Yeah. He averaged, 30 carries a game last season?
Something
Bringing in
insane.
Brady may bring that down to, 25?
Well, if they
25.
want to keep that winning formula, I think he's got to get 20-plus touches a game.
I do too,
Yeah.
and I also think that what Tennessee has going for them that New England didn't, it's just a better crop of receivers.
That's so true.
The Patriots have just been piecemealing together a receiving corps for Brady over the last 5-6 years?
Well, eventually you got to pay somebody.
Yeah, eventually you got to pay somebody,
Eventually you gotta
and
pay
there's a really good young core of receivers there in Tennessee, and having him out there in Vegas too. I don't know how you justify taking a 44-year-old Brady over Derek Carr though. Derek Carr hasn't been everything that he could have been, but injuries have been an issue, and being a Houston fan, I know what it's like seeing a car flat on his ass 90% of the time.
Yeah, I was gonna say, being with the Raiders is probably not the best thing for him at this point, at this juncture in his career, frankly. Maybe a change of scenery would do him good.
Obviously, the dream for the NFL would be that Brady signs with Oakland as they move to Vegas to open that monster new penthouse stadium they have there. All the bells and whistles, and if you have Brady in black and silver on opening day, it's going to be the hottest ticket in the league.
Sure, they could definitely move tickets.
But again,
definitely move tickets.
with all of this talk, you still have Rivers out in San Diego, and he's already relocated to Florida. So
I thought that they weren't going to re-sign him.
they're not going to re-sign him.
Okay,
He has
yeah,
up and moved the family to Florida, and
He took
unfortunately
his brood with him.
yeah, man, his brood, spit out his 9th kid? God, man,
He's got a whole dime.
all that money, bro. Get a better cable package. Take your wife out to dinner. My goodness. Love you to death.
Hey, man,
Good
that,
Catholic household, I understand,
right,
but
right. That guy
good
loves
night.
his wife.
That man,
Loves his wife.
where do you find time, man? The off season's only 4 months long.
But you only need 5 minutes.
This is true, but yeah, and I was gonna say, unfortunately for Minshew out there in Jacksonville, the you know, and unfortunately again for my Texans, we could have 2 Hall of Fame quarterbacks joining our division this year,
Yeah, that's
and that would be
possible.
dirty. But it could also end up being Miami for Rivers. I mean, wouldn't be a
Well,
whole big change from San Diego. Just be one letdown to an even bigger one.
If Tom Terrific moves out of the division, I would think that Philip Rivers has got to take a strong look at what would suddenly be an up for grabs division.
Well, what I'm curious about, if Brady leaves, we are finally going to be able to settle the argument. Was it Belichick or was it Brady? We're going to see right. It's going to end that argument right now. We will. I bet we know by week 3 who the god was in that relationship, because it is going to just. If Brady does end up leaving, I know that Bill Belichick has been the draft master, the trade master. Anything he's needed, he's always been able to get it at a discount. But how do you replace a Tom Brady? You just can't do it.
Mm-hmm. Well, I mean, but look, let's look at his. You look at his performance from last season. He had good numbers.
No.
But they're not eye popping.
No.
Right? He's not Tom Terrific. Let's use the quotes. That of yesteryear.
No,
right?
but he was still able to piece it together and
over your average quarterback for sure. Definitely more productive over the course of the season than your middling quarterbacks in the league, and some of your I mean, he's still a top 10 quarterback. Still at 42.
Now, not to change the subject from football, but it is baseball season, and as an Astros fan, hate us if you want. Yes, we did it. We got away with it. Use the Brady segue into that. But as an Astros fan,
from one
watching
cheater to another.
watching what happened to Garrett Cole today was just stellar. The man gave up 6 home runs in an inning.
I heard about that.
6 home runs in an inning.
Yeah.
And the Yankees are still just battling the injury bug going back to last season.
Yeah.
They've now lost Giancarlo Stanton. They've lost Aaron Judge for a few weeks. Yeah. What was it? $30 million a year they gave Cole. Man, I know they were really going to depend on him to bail them out early this season, but with that, his first start of spring today was just horrifying.
And look, and as a Yankees fan, I can say that this is not unusual. Look, the first 2 months of the season, as long as we're within sniffing distance, we're going to be there at the end.
You made it all. They made it all the way to the division series against us, and they only had Giancarlo Stanton for 4 games last year before the playoffs. So
we're probably not going to have a repeat of that. So
yeah,
it'll be a much more interesting season, I think, all the way around. Actually, I'm looking forward to baseball season this year. I think there's going to be some intrigue with the movements in the off season. Well,
there's a heck of a battle going on in Astros spring camp for the number 5 spot between Josh James and Martez. Are really battling it out. Both in their spring debuts came out, pitched 2 innings of perfect baseball. Josh James is just mowing him down with that fastball, but has been quoted in an interview as saying it's not about mowing people down. He wants to become that guy who can get deep into the 7th, 8th innings, chew up some innings, which is what he does in the minor leagues. He's been a starter in the minors for us for almost his whole career. And he got the call-up last season and was just nailed coming out of the bullpen. His story of getting the Tommy John surgery and when he moved from being a breaking ball pitcher to a fastball pitcher, the amount of fire and that fireball he's got, he his MPH, I believe, increased about 3 miles an hour after the Tommy John surgery, and he didn't lose half an inch of break on his curve. So he has just become a monster.
Well, and that particular surgery now is not so much a kiss of death as it was.
No, it's a
10, 15
career
years
extender.
ago.
I mean,
Yeah.
most they are going to sacrifice a season for it to happen. But with that in mind, I'm excited to see what we're going to get out of Lance McCullers this year, coming back from the Tommy John surgery. He's slated right now to be the number 4.
Which, if McCullers is your number 4, you're doing something.
You're
good.
not bad. I
Yeah,
mean,
you gotta
we're going to
get to
have
that.
Verlander at the top. You're going to have Greinke. Maybe he may even be as high as number 3. There,
I think
Mr.
there's a good chance
McCullers.
that McCullers being the third, number 3 in the rotation. I think that's a pretty solid choice.
Our pitching staff, we've got that battle going for the 5 spot I was just talking about, but there are lots of teams out there that would be happy to have either of those pitchers. Moises or James is their number 2, if not number 3, if not number 2. Neither of them's an ace, but they could, if they live up to what they're capable of, they could easily be a strong number 3.
Look, on a lot of teams, you only got to go 5.
No,
You only got to go 5. So, I know that there are purists out there that lament the shortening of the game. I'm not really in that camp.
I love the pitch clock. I like the idea of the pitch clock. I don't like the new rule that a reliever has to face 3 batters unless it's the end of an inning before you pull it. That is going to add some intrigue come the postseason for sure. We are not going to see. You're not going to be able to have those righty-lefty matchups.
Yeah, it's not going to be that smooth. That's right.
And it is going to, I really think, going to be a challenge for a manager like Baker, who's so old school and such a purist.
So ready to get into that because I'm glad that you did that so we can segue right into this. What's it going to look like with Dusty Baker on the bench?
I don't know. I give him 3 weeks before he starts ordering garbage cans.
I gotta admit, I'm a little bit of a fan of Dusty's. I've watched him from afar manage. I can't say that he's
Again,
always
as an
been
Astros fan,
However,
it's tough pulling for Dusty because, man, when we were still in the National League, he managed those Cubs teams and those Reds teams that would just beat the snot out of us every year.
Well, the guy knows how to win.
He does know how to win, but I am curious to see the old style of thinking fused with this young, powerful lineup we have. I mean, garbage cans be darned. We're still gonna be in the top 3 in home runs this season.
I think that Dusty will be pretty adaptable. I think that he's had a chance to kind of pull back and sit and watch and observe a little bit. He'll probably be chomping at the bits to make a good impression. So I'm sure that coming into a situation like this in particular, you're not having to rebuild a franchise from the dust up. I mean, you've got a ready to win team.
Hey man, let's cut away for a commercial really quick because we've been talking, and I'm gonna go see what.
Is your bar looking a little ordinary? Is it lacking something awesome? Well, head out to your local liquor store and pick up something extra.
Case. Shit is done. I like it, but it's a wrap.
Well, that's awesome.
But
Nobody likes the new table, so they're not gonna play the finals.
So how are we going to record the action if they're not playing on?
Somebody goes for that.
Oh, well, okay. I guess
I
that's
just
a
want to
wrap.
let people know what's going on. Put on that. Yeah, so nobody likes the new table and they're not going to play on it. So is the broadcast done for tonight or what?
I mean, we're not going to be able to.
By the time I do that, it's going to be over.
It's gonna be a wrap.
They've played out all the other matches on the other tables. So they're on table 2 or table 4 or whatever. I mean, I can, they're in the middle of. Huh? I don't know why they don't like the new table. Okay, fine.
I mean, you can't make them play on a table they don't want to play on.
Yeah.
What?
Phil can't.
Oh,
They just bought that brand new fucking table and now no one wants to play on it.
well, I mean, you're still going to make them play.
I don't know. Why is this happening? Oh well. I don't know why they don't make the new table. I guess we can just spin that camera around.
Yeah.
I don't understand why they don't like the table. I'll just ask Phil to talk. Yeah, Phil's gonna take care.
Okay.
I don't care if they don't.
Totally just dropped my phone, cracked this fucker. It's already kind of split. Yeah.
Speaking of phones, can you plug me in again?
What? So I'm not gonna buy it.
Fucking Shawshanks on Netflix, bro. I'm gonna watch that like 8 times.
I do like Shawshank. It's a good movie.
What do they call it? They call it a remote stopper. Because if you, it's one of those things
Yeah,
where if you're surfing, even if you come in
No
like
matter how many times you've
90
seen it.
minutes, you're into it. Yep,
Yeah,
done surfing.
yeah, yeah. Found a winner.
So who's the final step? Is it going to be the license?
Well, Sarah has a game against Fernandez for the
No, they just did that.
oh, they did that
Yes,
already.
that's what they were doing.
Oh,
Nope, so it's Austin in the finals. Oh, look, they're out there talking crap about it. She's like, I don't even feel like they get to make the rules. I'm not making the rules. We're trying to get footage for the
I don't care. Look, cry about it. Be a baby. This is. Look, you're not gonna get to just pick and choose the tables at the goddamn tournament. So you might as well get used to playing whatever fucking table they tell you to play on. Deal with it. It's a fucking tournament.
When did we become such a all we Just sit back here and try to talk.
We rob them of their autonomy.
It's just so selfish.
Well, that's what happens when everybody's used to having a voice.
I've told people that so many times, and every time I bring it up, I'm met with, well, that's just the way.
Not anymore. Can't be.
I've told them that too.
Yeah, I know.
You've heard me say that.
And I told him too on this side, it's like, this can't continue this way. It's impossible. It's impossible for it to continue this way.
The way I explain it, I try to explain it as major sports as a players association.
Yeah.
That one voice represents like the majority of the players would like. No, you're never going to make it. And there's a commissioner who can tell them. And then we have an arbitrator who comes in and deals with the fuck off.
Right.
The players who have to make out. Yeah, I have a feeling.
Well, then just be like, look, man, we tried, they tried, they denied. Nothing more we could do.
We can also
What's the
serve.
problem with the table? It looks nice. What's the fucking problem with the table? Is it not running enough?
Phil just said players come first.
Well, look, if they're not playing on the table, then let's shut it down. Like, y'all can explain that shit to Pete. Y'all explain it to Pete. Since all of y'all want to have a voice, talk to Pete about it. I'm not going to be able to do that
They're
shit.
playing.
They're not. They're playing over there, aren't they?
We got an issue.
Okay, I'm shutting it down.
What, yeah, can
There's-
may I talk?
Yeah, of course. What's the issue?
Well, they prefer to play the finals on that table. Is there a way we can change the camera?
By the time we do it, they're playing already, right?
No. No, I've got them in a compromised situation. And so they would rather play it on that table. But we could play on that table, but I don't want to force them to do it because it's airhockey is the main thing.
Okay.
You know, but I don't want to mess it out either.
There's nothing to mess up. It's not that big a deal. Just
Change the
someone.
camera.
No, but just shut it down.
No, wait, no, I didn't agree to that because this is, I want to live stream it. Can you change the camera?
Yeah, at least 10 minutes.
Okay, thank you so much.
I'm not doing this.
Yeah, that's too close.
That's what they did. That's all I'm doing. I'm not fucking doing any more than because I can't move that one. Alright, that's it. Well, we're gonna have to just call out the score too. Because if we put up the scoreboard, half the table's not.
Let's take out that area over there, but even still. Yeah, this is a shit fest, whatever. Whatever, it's their shit fest.
Yeah, it's also the last one I'm doing until we figure this shit out.
Yeah, it's gonna have to be better than this. It can't
Because
be.
it doesn't have to run on the rails and the puck doesn't start. What? Alright, I mean, that's all I can do.
Yeah. Tell them to run it. Go. You hang out on that damn shit. Yeah, we got to put. Wiser. Oh, yeah. Smith. All right.
We're live streaming. The final will be on this program. We're still on camera. Who wants to write the final?
I thought it was two.
That's what I thought.
So we're not doing this here.
She just pressed the
It's horrible. Is that the wire right in the picture too?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep. This is on the wall. But yeah, that's definitely the wire.
And why have we not been able to work for them?
Because that would make too much sense. Of course, it's always different when it's not costing you anything, right? Because if it was costing money, it'd be
This is
I mean,
sitting
them.
back here. Sitting back here. Catering to the whims and needs of everyone else.
Not so much.
That's more a couple hundred. You know, like when I'm running my program, $150. Yes, I make sure that drinks they need, I kiss their ass. I'm kissing no one's ass for Well, no, they can come back here and do this. They did it before I got here. But ESPN wasn't knocking it before we started doing this.
Yeah, I get that singing kind of feel that same kind of vibe. Alright, let's do this thing.
Okay, guys, this is it. This is going to be the finals between Jacob Wiseman and Austin Fernandez. We are not going to have a scoreboard up for this match, otherwise we will lose half the table. So we will do our best to keep you apprised of the score. I do believe Fernandez gets a couple of points here.
Looks like Phil is going to be our referee here for the final. He usually does a pretty good job of announcing the score, so it shouldn't be too hard to follow. Again, we apologize to our followers watching online. We know it's a little bit unconventional here. It's not our our regular feature table. This was purely at the request of the players, so we wanted to honor their wishes and play on an outside table.
So Jacob Wiseman opens the scoring and closes the 2-point head start to just one, trailing 1-2. Jacob Wiseman, a former world champion. Austin Fernandez, a talented young player as well. Fernandez is going to have to win 4 games to Jacob's 2 to claim a championship tonight. Jacob through to the finals undefeated, while Austin Fernandez does have 1 loss. So he's going to need 2 match victories against Jacob to claim the title tonight.
And he's going to have tough sledding because Jacob has definitely been on his game tonight, going flawless through to the final, have a little chance to rest and watch. You know, he's definitely going to be a tough hill to climb. Although he gives up an own goal there, very uncharacteristic. Little action here back and forth.
See the puck a little better now? There we go. All right, now we can at least see the puck a little bit.
Yeah, the glare was.
Own goal from Fernandez, unable to control the rebound off his own shot. I think we are all tied up at 2. Nice shot by Fernandez, and he goes back. I think he's winning 5-3. I don't know.
Looks like 5-4. Looks like Phil's got 4 up for Jacob and
5 up for Austin.
5
Let's
for
see
Austin.
what ends up happening.
Yeah.
Nice shot by Wiseman. Comes
Ties it up
right
at
down the
5.
middle, right over the Dynamo logo, and Austin Fernandez unable to do anything about it.
They're both playing a little fast here, although Jacob Q slows it down. But when the action picks up, it picks up quickly.
Again, we apologize for the lack of live action tonight, folks. We have a new featured table, and apparently the rails weren't doing a real good job of keeping the puck. So we did our best to adjust one camera to get to where the live air hockey action is. I apologize for all the warm-ups you guys were subjected to tonight. And cameras dying and all of the other things we usually go through on a Friday night broadcast.
Yep. Par for the course. Just a little par for the course.
Picture. Maybe the left one? Yeah, cover that. Yeah. So Fernandez with the chance to close out game number 1.
He got to point first. See if Jacob can rally and snatch this first game away.
Oh no, the puck left the table. Maybe we should try a different one.
There are 4 others to choose from. Oh,
And we are all tied up at
sneaky.
game point, 6-6, folks. Good block by Weissman there.
Yeah, because the return fire was definitely coming.
Ooh! Weissman dodged a bullet there.
Oh, and Fernandez snakes it by him.
Nice shot off the right rail. Snuck it right behind Weissman's mallet.
Yes. All right, Jacob's going to have to dig in if he wants to pull this out. Still only needs to win 2.
If you can manage to close out this match, win the next 2 games, it is over.
Oh, we're getting a little bit of a break here. Looks like taking about a good 20-second break here. Stretch it out a little bit. And we're back.
Nice shot
There
from
it
Wiseman.
is. There's the
First one.
first natural point, right? So it should
That's
be, what,
one for
2-1?
Jacob. I think it's 2-1. I could be wrong. Did Austin wave his?
I thought that was the problem with the other table. Apparently, it's the problem with all the tables. It's not moving the puck.
It's 2 points for Wiseman, 2 points for Fernandez, three points for
Yes.
Fernandez.
There's
No.
that kinetic
No, that's
scoring,
2.
right?
I can't tell. Can't see anything from this camera angle. Jacob took a little bit of mustard off of that one. Didn't work though. Fernandez with a good block.
Fernandez playing really good defense here.
Yeah, Jacob's being real surgical with his shot selection. It costs him there. Fernandez capitalizes, moves ahead 3-2.
It's almost like Fernandez knows something. He's playing like he knows something, right?
That's 4. I'm counting.
We are being treated to a very good match here.
And good defense on either side of this one.
Yes.
And that's only this game.
Four two, Fernandez.
He is putting it on Wiseman right
Yes,
now.
he is. Up
Jacob
4-3.
stops the bleeding.
Again, that kinetic scoring. Score on me, I score on you.
6.
Is that 5?
No, that's 6.
5-3.
Yeah, but the 6th time the puck's left the table.
Yes.
Seven.
At least the wall was there that time. Rebound. I should have just played it off the carom. Just make that a rule. If it lands back on the table, just play it. Fernandez with the game point. Jacob has got to be a little flustered right now.
This is match point for Fernandez, and there
And
it is.
there it is. Oh my gosh, he takes 2 straight.
Fernandez hands
Forces
Wiseman his,
another game.
hands Wiseman his first loss of the night.
Yes. All right, so it comes down to this game for all the marbles, either way.
While we got a lull, I've forgotten to thank our sponsors this evening. A big shout out to the I-45 Bingo Hall. They had a game get started about an hour ago. Can still make it out. Open till 2 a.m. Home of the guaranteed $10,000 in cash and prizes. And as always, a big thank you to our friends at Old Humble Distilling. Beautiful local whiskey made right here in the Houston area. Make sure you go pick up a bottle of the Special Reserve or the Classic from your local specs. And to all of our individual donors out there, you know who you are. Thanks again for all you do. Without all of you, none of this would be possible. All right, looks like we're about to get the deciding match of the evening underway. Austin Fernandez handing Jacob Wiseman his first loss of the night in the opening match of the championship table. So the next player to win 2 games will be crowned champion for March 6th, 2020. Looks like we're just waiting on an official for this match. As Phil Arnold has just reminded us once again, folks, this is it, this match for all the marbles. Players come to center table, and Austin Fernandez wins the face-off, but Jacob Weissman comes away with possession, and Jacob opens the scoring, cuts into that 2-point lead, now trailing only 1-2.
I wonder if Miss Weissman realizes that Mike was hot the whole time she was out there talking shit.
Probably not.
No? If you can watch that on the replay. And we're hot again.
Fernandez finally on the board here in game number 1. Weissman with only the single point, and now Fernandez out to a 4-1 lead.
He is really trying to run away with it here. Again, it's like I said, it's like he knew something.
No, I can't really. He's finding different ways to score on Weissman. It's not any one spot. Man, off shot off the left rail, goes behind the defensive Weissman again, and now up 5-1.
Now, no lead is insurmountable. However, it's daunting.
Well, if anybody can climb this mountain, it's gonna be Jacob Weissman.
Yeah, yeah.
He had a long break between the winners bracket final and this championship match, so he may have just gotten a little bit cold. Didn't get to see any of his matches. All of his were on the outer tables tonight, but he steamrolled his way all the way to this championship match.
And he gets that one by.
It's 5-3 now.
Yeah,
5-4? 5-4, sorry. 5-3, 5-4. I don't know, somewhere around there.
He can find his groove. He could rally off 6 straight points in a blink. Fernandez with game point.
Jacob has not been able to get anything going against Austin here in the first match or in this one. It has just been all Fernandez.
I would have stopped. That was looking like,
I thought that was it.
yeah. And Jacob gets that one by, but he's got to watch out for the return fire. Ooh, that hit him in the face. We need a timeout after that. I don't know, it's a procedural thing that they seem to be discussing.
Sounds like we're discussing who gets possession, and it looks like it's going to be Austin Fernandez with the chance to close it out.
I like his attack here. He's like you said, he's not using any one way of scoring. He's trying to find every possible means of scoring. But
And
here comes
Jacob now within 1.
Yeah. Jacob almost gave it up though, and almost scored on himself. Wow.
Jacob's gotten on a little bit of a roll.
Little
The
run
momentum
here.
has changed. Oh, beautiful
the
block
stop.
right there.
Oh my.
Beautiful
That's
block
strong.
from Weissman.
Yes.
And he was able to settle it and get a return shot off of his own.
Oh, and Fernandez.
Fernandez with
another
one. He has won
3 in a row.
Second one to go to 6-6 too.
Oh.
sudden death
Brutal.
going
And
all
again,
Austin's way right now.
it's so difficult to overcome those deep holes. By the time
Jacob got as
going,
deep as he could.
right? But by the time he got going, it was already almost.
It was
too
already
late.
6-3. It
Yeah.
was too late.
Yeah.
He climbed all the way back to tie it, but
Oh, how sick will he be if he ends up the bridesmaid instead of the bride? Ooh. The night was there for the taking.
yeah, this is a table we've seen before. I've seen Fernandez do this to him before. It might be time to have a vote on Mr. Fernandez's level.
Well, and sometimes somebody just has your number, and it could just be that.
Well, I guess he's getting a 2-point lead, so he's at a 5 playing against Jacob, and I just spilled thumbtacks all over the floor. All right, Jacob on the board,
Gets the first natural point, cuts the lead in half.
which
2-1.
is similar to how all other 3 games he's lost and started.
This is true. History does repeat. We got tied up here. And that didn't last long. Austin scores right back, 3-2.
And here's where we start trading points. What is that? The 10th or 11th time the puck's launched off the table?
Probably so. Sounds about right.
All right, Jacob's going to come away from that with possession. A little bit inaccurate on the shot, but Fernandez still able to get a piece on it. That was a mistake by Fernandez. That if Jacob had a little bit better accuracy, that was in, and there it is that time.
5-3. Oh, 4-3.
4-3 Fernandez. Fernandez not letting Jacob take a lead.
And he won't let him catch his breath. Every time Jacob scores, he comes right back and Fernandez goes right back. Tied at 4. Jacob was ready that time.
Yeah, center line violation by Austin Fernandez. He's going to have to give the puck back over. Good block there. Nice defense from Fernandez. Jacob a little bit more surgical than we're used to seeing him here against Fernandez. That may be playing into what's going on. Not that Jacob's a wild player, but he's definitely slowed down from his normal pace of play.
He might have felt like he wasn't getting the better of the exchanges with Austin because it does seem like when they go into a back and forth, there's a trade. One scores, the other scores. One scores, the other scores.
For those of you who can't read, we're playing at table 4 this evening.
And it is right. It is 5-4. Speaking of.
I think I see. Oh no, I don't see a thumb. I see someone with crossed hands. A timeout to sand the puck a little bit.
And okay, now it's 5-4. Excuse me. I think it's been 6-4 because he already called 5-4.
I don't know. I don't know what's going on.
Okay.
But Fernandez still with the lead,
Yeah.
2 points away from snatching a championship away from Jacob Weissman.
And it was there for the taking. Point 4.
And this is it, folks. Fernandez has 2 chances, and there it is.
Oh,
Austin Fernandez with 4 straight over Jacob Weissman
unreal.
to take the
You
Friday
just
night title.
Don't see that too
Very often.
Yeah.
Well, folks, one more apology for all the issues we had this evening from me and from Charles. Hope you enjoyed this evening's broadcast, what we were able to bring you. Big shout out to the sponsors at the 45 Bingo Hall, Old Humble Distillery, where'sthegig.com, and all of our individual sponsors. Anything to add tonight, Charles?
Nope, that's all, folks.
All right. Ebity, ebity, ebity. We will see you guys next week. Same bat time, same bat place.